Yo, 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 guys, what is going on? This is Boca Sports Cards coming at you with video number 3, and I will be giving my thoughts, my purchases from the National Card Show in Chicago. So, first, I'll start with my thoughts. If you want to see the cards and the pickups, you could skip to the end. But the hobby is more alive than ever. The first day I went, which was on Wednesday, I showed up 2 hours late, and there was a line maybe for half a mile down the street to just get into the convention center. And that's not including the VIPs, the dealers, and the people who have already been funneling in for 2 hours. So there are more collectors than ever. There are more flippers, more investors than ever. And I think it's very important to continue to capitalize on the heat of the market. And I think in that aspect, Fanatics is doing a great job. But obviously, with Fanatics Fest being 2 weeks prior, Fanatics didn't really have such a strong presence at the show, which I thought was kind of weird because usually you'd see Panini and Topps have a huge presence at these card shows, but because they go all out, or Fanatics goes all out for their Fanatics Fest in New York, they really have no presence here. So it kind of feels like the National Card Show is moving towards a National Fanatics Fest, and it kind of feels like the card show is dying out. But that's not to say that the enthusiasm and the support from people won't exist, but it's really disappointing that the leaders of the community and Fanatics don't have such a big presence at the National Card Show, which has been around for 50 years plus. Now, another thought was that selling rare items is super difficult when you walk up to the dealers because everyone nowadays is just trying to sell these case hits, these dumb color blasts and kabooms that are overprinted and mass produced. Like, why are people paying for an Uptown of like Tet McMillan? They're paying like thousands of dollars for a PSA 10 Uptown or a PSA 10 Kaboom or Downtown when these cards are so mass produced, probably 100x what they were 7 years ago. And these guys may not even pan out. It's not like they're short printed to like 10, 20, 50, 100. These Uptowns, Downtowns, and Kabooms have thousands of cards printed and they're all getting PSA 10s. Like, I understand the gold Kaboom hype or the gold Uptown or the green one of ones, but to buy a base, like, everyone's just buying the exact same thing. It's not unique, right? You don't see anyone who has like a Connor McDavid autograph like there, Lamine Yamal. You don't see any Jokic autographs. All you see are the same 5 players with their Downtowns, Kabooms, and Uptowns. And I think the case hit market is due to tank, unfortunately. And I hope that doesn't leave all the new collectors and the newfound money in the hobby searching for answers. But I just fear that this bubble will burst. The same with the Pokemon bubble. I just think that's way too unsustainable. And especially with PSA being shut down and the inability to submit cards and get those instant PSA offers, I think it's going to drive a lot of people out of the hobby. So I think PSA needs to get that solved. And I think the market's going to shift towards either rarer cards, which it already has, that's put a premium on Shohei's, on out of 10 Kaboom, all those things. But when you could get an autograph of a player like Connor McDavid or Carlos Alcaraz or Leon Draisaitl or Nikola Jokic or a Lamine Yamal out of 10, and it's selling for the same price, or a Kaboom of Bryce Young is selling for 3x the price, it makes absolutely no sense. I feel like the market is being driven more by what the prices are, and because it's so easy to grab that card raw and gem it and get a $500 card to turn into a $1,500 card, everyone's trying to buy those when they don't actually collect them. Everyone's trying to make a quick buck. And I find that absolutely ridiculous. And I think that young collectors and new collectors should definitely be aware of that, because the market is not always going to be this hot. And eventually someone's going to be caught holding the bag when 500 Kaboom PSA 10s of these rookies who won't pan out all flood the market at the same time, and then it's going to cause panic selling of similar cards. Obviously, your LeBrons, your Kobe's, your Curry's, your Brady's, right? Especially the rare ones will hold value long term because there are so many collectors out there, and the card is super scarce. But I would just beware if you're a young collector out there who is collecting these mass-produced Uptowns, Downtowns, Kabooms. So now I'm going to get into my pickups. My first pickup of the show was a Jason Hayward 1/1 game used or event used All-Star Game workout jersey. Obviously, it's Jason Hayward, and he's not super collectible, but to be able to get a 1/1 letter patch for $100, I feel like that's an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. I'm trying to get unique stuff where I could list it on eBay and buy it for $100, list it for $500, and hopefully get an offer for $250. Next up, this is one of my favorite purchases. I got this Joe Burrow rookie pink ice out of 10 for $100. I think Burrow's market is crazy down. I was seeing autographs there for $300-$400. I remember when this guy's stuff was $1,500, $2,000. It's because he's old already. He hasn't won when he had the opportunity, and he's super injury prone. But if he's healthy, he's got the best receivers in the game, and they could help carry him far. This is maybe my most sneaky purchase, but once I saw it, I had to have it. The corners aren't so good, as you can see, but Odell Beckham, the catch card, red foil out of 60. You can see the sticker was $100, and the seller didn't want to budge much, but I got him down to around 85. And the reason I like this card so much, not only is the chrome set iconic, but rainbow collectors, OBJ collectors, and just collectors who collect moments of the game would love to have this card. And the red foil 60th anniversary doesn't show up. I remember I had a Brady Fantasy Stars that I bought for like $40, and I ended up selling it as like a PSA 7 for like 100 something. So these cards have definitely seen appreciation. I'm the only one listed on eBay, and I think I got like 6 or 7 watchers, 6, 7 in the first day. So we'll see what the value of this card holds. Next was, I think I paid $50 for this lot, but the biggest steal, I believe, we'll save that one for the end, but Edgerrin James black out of 599, Gail Goodrich Prism Auto from 2015, Tony Parker rookie out of 1200, Jason Kidd Crusade out of 99, Tracy McGrady cool game worn jersey with a ticket, and a Willis McGahee 2012 silver prism. Now you might ask, why would I buy a Willis McGahee silver prism? This is 2012 prism, the most iconic prism set. It's a silver, not a base. And for $5 or $8, you can't pass up the opportunity to own one of these. There are so many set collectors, and the rarity and scarcity of this card is crazy, and it's an iconic set. So I feel like picking this up for $8, I could easily get $30 for this. And the cheapest one listed on eBay was like $50. So I feel like I got a steal there. Moving on, the dealer had, as you can see, price tags of 100, 15, and 40 for these, which put it at 155. So I offered 125, and he counted at 130 and got the deal done. But I like rare cards of future Hall of Famers. Marshawn Lynch, hot rookies out of 32s. Probably ended up paying around 30 for this. I think this card could go up long term. It's a very scarce rookie. And Marshawn Lynch has a popular following. He'll always be known for the Beast Quake and many other moments. And he's been involved even post NFL career. So I think his stuff will see appreciation long term. Next, I know Nick Foles stuff sells well because of the Super Bowl, and I didn't know this was numbered when I bought it. I just looked and I couldn't find the red. I think one was listed maybe for like $100 or something, but for $15 sticker, and I was able to get, probably for $10, red at a 75 tall boy chrome of Nick Foles. I feel like I already got an offer for $20 on this, but I feel like it's an easy double up, maybe triple, quadruple up to a Philly sports card collector who sees the value in this. And this is my favorite pickup. It's super creased, as you can see right there and there. But, after his diagnosis with ALS, people have finally started to realize that Chris Johnson is one of the best running backs of all time, and his stuff is criminally undervalued. I saw that just a patch sold for around $25-$30, and I was at $250. But this one's autographed, as you can see, and it's at a $50. And it's CJ2K. I've never seen this set before, and it's an earlier CJ2K. So I feel like you just have to take a chance on this. Someone might see the ALS. God forbid, maybe he'll pass away soon, and people will see this guy really was one of the GOATs. And although he didn't have the longevity, there's some talk about him potentially making the Hall of Fame with his 2,000-yard season and with his ability to have an insane prime, which I think you'll see more guys like that enter the Hall of Fame. Maybe Odell Beckham had one of the best primes, Chris Johnson, although their primes weren't super long, even Todd Gurley. I do think we might be seeing these guys in the Hall of Fame. Now, I picked up 3 other cards that I'll show here. I picked up a Luka Doncic Prism rookie. Some kid came up to me, he's like, I want $25 for it. I'm like, yeah, I won't even look, I'll give it to you. And I sold it for $55 on eBay, so that's already a nice profit. Then I bought an Nickeil Alexander-Walker Chrome Gold rookie autograph from Contenders. I paid $120 for it, and I sold it for $250. within a day. So that was a quick double up. And I like to buy rare stuff, as I mentioned. So I bought this flawless autograph of some LSU guy. I couldn't even tell you his name. And I saw it for like 45, and there were none other listed on eBay. So I pulled the trigger on it, and I sold it for 105 on eBay. So that's a nice double up. And this is maybe my favorite purchase because I am a DeAndre Hopkins super collector. So I go up to a booth, and I ask the dealer, I say, hey, like, I don't know. I wasn't really talking to the dealers. I was kind of just scouring. But I asked them, like, do you have any DeAndre Hopkins, Antonio Brown, or Julio Jones? He's like, wow, you really like getting hurt, do you? And I'm just thinking, like, yeah, I guess they all had kind of steep fall offs towards the end of their career, but there are not that many opportunities to buy guys low who are all time greats. And these receivers have like 13,000 yards each. They had the best prime from 2014 to 2020. These guys were on your television sets every Sunday putting up insane numbers. And I saw Jameson Williams NTRPA for 200, and like imagine what Ted and all these dudes sell for. It's absolutely wild to me to think that these GOATs like Odell, Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins sell for less than like a Puka Nacua, even though Puka's great. These guys are the GOATs. So what I picked up is a DeAndre Hopkins True NT RPA out of 99. I thought he was gonna. I've never had one of these, even though I have so many DeAndre Hopkins cards, which I'll show off in another video. So once I saw it, I knew I had to have it, and the dealer was more than fair. There are none listed on eBay. I've tried to get one for so long, none have popped up. And he told me that he paid 155 like 2 or 3 years ago. He showed me the comp. He's like, this is the exact card. And I'm like, all right, so how much do you want for it? He's like, I'll tell you what, I'll do 150. I'm like, I'm not even going to argue with you. I'll take 150. So I'm super stoked to pick this up. It's my first NTRPA of Hopkins. If you have any more, I'm buying. If you have the 1-1, let me know. Out of 5, out of 10, out of 25, out of 49, whatever they got, let me know. I'm a buyer. And super stoked to pick this up. This made the whole national trip worth it. And there was one card that I did want to buy that I didn't buy. It was a Tom Brady's Contenders rookie autograph. And not the licensed one, the Michigan one. And the dealer wanted $5,000 for it, even though the last sale was like $4,400, and there was one that's on eBay for like $4,600. So I ended up buying that, which is a little disappointing, but this made the show worth it for me as a PC card. It won't be going anywhere. So I appreciate you guys watching, and keep up with the journey. Peace.